People can't visualize 50,000. But when you carry them, you get a sense of how much it is. $140,000 periodicals, 50,000 posters. Or if somebody has a real interest in insects or cathedrals or the Roman Empire or the Russian Revolution and the history of the Basques or the Vikings or a particular state. I remember the magazines by their colors, and they're organized by dates, size, and period of the year. So Time, Newsweek, New Yorker would be all integrated with Family Circle because all the same size, and Life, Look, Post, the old ones, the much larger size, would all be integrated by quarter of the year. There's subsections like Playboy and Esquire where everything is the same magazine, and they're organized by year. My father came home and he said, "Bob, the president's been shot and killed." And I was shocked. And my awareness of the world beyond 87th and Bennett, where I lived on the south side of Chicago, began that day. And he asked me to run down to the newsstand, someone else's newsstand, to get a copy of the Tribune, and he gave me two by accident, and I kept one, gave one to my father, and that was the beginning of this collection all around you. I sold coins to my classmates in the playground when I was 12 in '62. And my friends' collections began growing. And then suddenly the next year they were 13 and they had girlfriends and I didn't. And they wanted to cash in their coin collections to buy their girlfriends ice cream. And I started buying their collections because it was a buyer's market. They just wanted to get out, and my collection bloomed. I opened the newsstand when I was 15, in August 21st of 1965. And if you say newsstand, people think some guy in a corner. They don't know that what I did made $2 million in 1983, or generated $2 million. And I had 55 employees. I also had 4 other stores spread around Chicago. And I thought, if everything goes to hell, I'll have this coin collection and I can sell it and start over. And it happened. I lost everything when the newsstands closed, and my house, and I had this collection, and I sold it. And I got enough cash to start a mail order poster business, which was the basis of this beginning in 1985. And then I started over again in 10, because what do you do with 140,000 magazines? In my case, there was no choice. People in my family called and said, "Why are you doing this? You'll lose all your money." And I said, "So, compared to cancer, what does it mean you'll lose all your money? Why is that a risk?" There's a long list of things that have to go to hell. And surgery is one of them. I had cancer when I was 18 years old, and in my face, they took out my left jaw. In the process of trying to reconstruct my face so that it looks symmetrical, they cut the 7th nerve here, which caused paralysis here. Some people have plastic surgery to make themselves attractive. I just wanted to look normal. I don't know what people see, but I can't lift both eyebrows, but I'm trying to. And if I smile, this side doesn't really move. So this side's getting older and this side isn't. President Kennedy is just one more dead president. Could have been McKinley, could have been Lincoln. But the paper that all those people, the adults when I was 13, saved for their grandchildren because it was historic, their grandchildren do not care about President Kennedy being shot. They called me and said, my grandparents are dead. I'm cleaning out their house. They left all these papers about some guy the president shot. The people that call me are disposing of history, and if you don't buy it, we're going to dump it like it's my responsibility to save history.
Ultimatum or something?
That's it. They attach guilt to it. The print industry is dead because no one's going to care. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a great source of pain to think that the million hours it took to gather this together from all across the United States and Europe and Canada. People make the mistake of thinking I'm obsessed with old magazines, but I'm actually imprisoned by old magazines. It's as if this is like a pyramid in my own personal tomb of paper. And it isn't what I want. I just do it. I get up every morning, 7 days a week, and I come here. But it isn't that I love it, it's that I don't have a choice. Who would dream to do this? Who would be a little boy or girl and say, I want to grow up and sit in a room with 140,000 magazines and wait for someone to come in and want one? That's romantic. Because you're here today and I haven't made a fucking sale. So it's like, why do you care? I can stay home and watch movies, right? What's going to happen to this? That's a nightmare. I mean, I'm proud of it, and it's an incredible amount of work, and the organizational scheme I've come up with exists in my head, and I want to teach someone else. But nobody could do this. It's a lifetime of knowledge of what's in the magazines. Davy Crockett died at the Alamo. He knew that the 182 people in the Alamo were going to die, that it was a death trap. And there was time for him to get out. And he chose to stay, effectively committing suicide. But why is Davy Crockett a hero to me? He was someone. He had character. Whatever else he did with his life, he chose how to die. And it mattered.